In North America, there are two common methods of labeling wheel arrangements: the White system and the Association of American Railroads, or AAR system. The White system was developed by Frederick White, a mechanical engineer working for the New York Central Railway. In the American Engineer and Railroad Journal of 1900, on page 374, White wrote, "The past year has brought out a large number of different locomotive designs and probably a greater variety than ever appeared in a similar period, and there are more to come. It is desirable that each class should have a name representing its characteristics in some logical way, which will correspond with the usual type designations which generally refer to the wheel arrangement. The number of types is increasing, and the nomenclature is tending towards confusion. There are too many names, and the tendency is to give a type designation to a new design, the only peculiarity of which is the outside or inside journals of the trailing wheels. The plan is to designate the number of wheels in three groups: those in the front of the drivers themselves, and those in the rear of the drivers. An 8-wheel engine is a 440 or a 44. A 10-wheel engine is a 460 or a 46. Dropping a 0 for the missing wheels does not seem to have caught on." He says that, "If any of our readers can suggest a better plan, we shall be glad to have it, with their criticisms on this one." The White system is still in use over 100 years later, but the actual names of various locomotive wheel types have not been followed very rigorously. For instance, the Berkshire 284 was named after the mountains the New York Central owned Boston and Albany traveled through, and is the most common name for this type. However, the Chesapeake and Ohio Railway have a 284 that was called a Kanawha. Let's use a nickel plate Berkshire as a naming example. It has 2 wheels at the front, 8 driven wheels, and 4 wheels under the firebox. This is a typical 284 arrangement. Note that we're counting wheels. It doesn't matter whether they're powered or not, all are counted from front to back. With diesel and electric locomotives, however, a different system is used. We'll use the Chesapeake and Ohio's turbine electric locomotive as an example. In North America, the AAR, the Association of American Railroads, has a system of locomotive wheel arrangements that we'll use. In most of Europe, it's a similar system called the UIC, Union Internationale des Chemins de Fer, the Iron Horse system. In this system, axles are counted instead of wheels. Keep in mind that axles are carried in bogies. Bogies are also known as trucks. We'll flip the photo and count from left to right. According to the UIC system, we begin at the front bogie. It is designated as a 2. A number is used because it is unpowered. The 2 refers to the fact that the bogie has 2 axles. The next bogie has 3 powered axles, and so it is designated as C, the third letter in the alphabet. But it also has an unpowered axle, a single axle, so the number 1 is used. So this bogie is a C1, 3 powered and 1 unpowered. The next 2 bogies are a repeat of the first 2. Finally, the last truck has 2 powered axles and receives the designation B. So the overall wheel arrangement is a C-C1-2-C1-B. You will likely see other takes on this designation. Some use a plus sign between bogies, but this arrangement seems to be the most common.